Hello, everyone, and welcome back to She Said, He Said. I'm your host, Rob, and I have my two co hosts here, Alex and Kira. And we're back with another fresh topic. This one is a bit on a lighter note, and a very important one. Something you should probably, I hope you all take a lot away from this one, actually, because this is very important and it's also a learning experience. And the topic that we're going to be talking about today is how you process new people in your life that you're interested in. And when I say interested, it could be you may be romantically interested or maybe friendship wise, and then things like texting, dating, and phone calls. So basically, how you process new people when they come into your life. What's your process? But before all that, Alex, how you doing, man?
I'm all right, man. Ready to roll.
Kira, how are you doing with your little afro
I'm
puff?
chill by my afro. It's not even an afro anymore. I'm almost done. I'm doing my hair, y'all, in case y'all didn't know.
See, you got that little meatball up there. It's all good
If,
though.
if you're just joining us,
It's all right. They love the meatball. Okay.
What?
Huh? Nothing.
You know what? I ain't gonna say nothing.
All right. I'm actually gonna go first on this one because I
Okay.
actually came up with a theory about 8 or 9 years ago about this processing people. I feel like everyone has when it comes to friendships, they have what I call a friendship cycle and a communication cycle. Whereas you are used to talking to these certain people during certain intervals of time. Like Kira is one of my people that I talk to. We talk at least out of 7 days of the week. We're gonna talk on the phone at least 5 times. Alex is someone that I may talk to twice or 3 times a week, but we'll play Xbox together. So I already have a circle of friends, and they've already been placed in my life as to where I communicate with them and talk with them. So when you're new, I gotta kind of work you into the schedule because I kind of have a schedule in my brain. It's like an unspoken thing. It's not something I've written down or charted out. But it's like when you're new to the rotation, I gotta feel you out and see, okay, are you a phone talker? Are you a texter? Are you a Skype person? Are you a, hey, come over and let's hang out type person? I gotta work you into my life. That's how I am.
Yeah.
So I lose a lot of people because I tell them, look, I'm into a lot of activities. I do a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta bear with me for a couple of months here, and that's just on a friendship level if we're just cool. Relationship wise or dating wise, I've changed a lot of things. Like the old me, or I'm not even gonna say the old me, the younger me was very strategic, wine and dine. I'm always gonna be a whiner and diner. A lot of communication, a whole lot of communication, probably too much back then, and really just expressing myself fully when I felt it. Now that I'm older, I'm pretty much an open book. You know what I mean? I still express myself when I feel necessary, but I don't make the other person feel pressured as if they need the same to I guess reply immediately. Like if I like a girl and we've been hanging out for a while, I'll say, you know what, I really like you, man. I can see us going somewhere. I'm not gonna sit there with the dumbfounded look on my face waiting for her to say the same thing. Because just because I feel that way at this moment doesn't mean you feel the same way. But I just wanna let you know. So moving forward, you have no excuse or no reason to basically play me or say that you don't know because I already told you. And then I really watch the other person's actions a lot more because when you're a person like me who wines and dines, some people aren't used to that and they'll take advantage. You know what I mean? They'll do little things. They'll do enough to string you along to keep getting a good treatment, and then eventually your dumb behind will wisen up and you'll be like, okay, you're playing me. But nowadays, it doesn't take very long for me to realize, okay, you're a waste of my time type deal. I mean, 1, maybe 2 dates maximum. Because one of the things I look at is the reciprocation of communication. Like if I text and you're not texting back, or if I call and you don't call back, or if you're short texting, or if you're having like 2-minute conversations, or if you're always acting like you're busy, but I see you on social media 24/7. Like there's just all kinds of things, especially nowadays. Nowadays, it's like it's very easy to see through the BS. because
Mm-hmm.
when someone likes you, they're gonna do things to show you that they like you.
Mhm.
And here's the thing I even do too that you guys should think about. Ask them, when you like someone, how will I know? How will I know when you feel the same, or how will I know if you really like me? And a lot of times they'll tell you, well, I'll probably do this, that, and the third, 1, 2, 3, 4. So me, that's how I process new people. You know what I'm saying? I look at actions a whole lot, and I cater my actions. Like I will give you the attention and interest, but when it's not reciprocated, or I don't feel like you feel the same way, that you even want that from me, then I'll start to draw back until I just basically fade away. So yeah.
I've had to do that myself with one or two females. Hey, they don't show the interest. That's one thing. And then as far as you made a good point. People's roles in your life as pertains to relationships and friendships. It's like, yeah, you got to find out where to categorize them, because what tends to happen if you like. You got some folks who find themselves becoming guilty, and you're really trying to push that effort, and it's just not there, you know. Then hey, you got to just cut them loose. Like for instance, before me and Zasser started seeing each other, there were like 3 people that were potentials, right? And there was one. I don't know if I mentioned her to you and Shinmar, but everything was cool, but it just, I don't know. It was hard to get out to Brooklyn all the time, paying that toll, getting over the Verrazano Bridge. I'm like, man, that's like, okay, if we're gonna make this work, I gotta find some way to fit you into my life. If you're not riding a motorcycle, or if you're not into like the tech stuff, or the gaming stuff, or just certain things with being involved with politics and looking at like the military, things like that. If you don't fall into those categories, it's gonna be very difficult for me to go out of that circle to deal with you. So
Exactly.
so this person, it felt more like a chore to keep her around than anything. And plus, she started becoming too needy and like, how come you never call me? How come you never? I'm like, I'm busy. I run a podcast. I do my reserve duty. I have my job. I work on my bike. It's just, it has to be a seamless transition in. Now, with my current girl, luckily, like, she never been on a motorcycle before. So I was her first experience with that. And it just, it made it real easy. So now I'm going to teach her how to ride and get her license and everything. She said she was always interested in military folks, or those in the service. That worked out. You know what I mean? So, it'll be easy to factor someone into your life when there's just some similarities there, where you don't have to go outside of, your box. Now, on the flip side with that, like, she's from the Puerto Rican culture, so there's some things I'm naturally gonna have to adapt to, but in the same right, the majority of things we got in common, it just works. Same thing with the friendships. Where they fit. Like, if somebody I'm playing Xbox with, I'm not gonna, more often than not, like Robert, Shinwar, a couple of my other friends, we all are like equally yoked. So it's easy. Hey, we have a lot more in common than some of my other people. There's some folks I just ride motorcycles with. That's all I'll ever do with them. I won't invite them to my house. They're not gonna meet my family. I mean, that's just one example. But there's some others that, are like my brothers. But that's kind of, my response to Robert. But it was, you make a good valid point there. They just have to fit. It's like putting on the right shoe. You're not gonna put 2 left shoes. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I got.
Kira put on 2 left shoes.
Shut the hell up.
And here's another thing, and I'm not gonna
If
front.
I'm putting on 2 left shoes, they're gonna be 6-inch stilettos, and I'm still gonna walk in them.
Strut. Let's go.
Hello. Here's another thing that I do too. I didn't say this. I do it. It depends. If I really, really like a chick, I'll do this. If we have mutual Facebook friends, and when I say mutual Facebook friends, I mean people who are really my friends, then I'm probably gonna ask them about you. because I don't want to set myself up
You know
for
what?
any crazy.
I wanted to interject with that. You see, in my case, I didn't have that. Like you see, with my
Right.
my lady, it was just she has her world, her set of friends. I have my set of friends, but what she's done, like she was talking to Shinwar at length one time, trying to learn more about me. You know, for
Mhm.
me, on me being opposite of her, I would rather learn about her through my experiences with her. You know,
Right.
because you never know, somebody can give you an
I was
interpretation.
gonna say you always have that hating ass friend,
Yeah, there you
And
go.
so that's
that's
gonna
why I
tell you
say,
some
and
bad
see,
information.
Yeah, yeah, they
there's only
probably
about
embellish stuff that shouldn't be embellished. You know what I mean?
and that's why there's very, very few people. When I say mutual friends, there's just certain friends that I look for. Okay, we got mutual friends. If 1, 2, 3, and 4 are on this list, I know I can trust them. Not just
Right.
any old body. Like, people I have like real relationships with, like people that I talk to. Yo, what's up with Shorty? You know what I'm saying? And I don't need the whole story, but I just need to make sure
Right,
that
because
I'm
some
not
people will
walking.
bring up, and I know this from a current experience, that some people will bring up like old shit and try to make it seem like
Yeah.
it's current because you know somebody's old habits or old ways, but because they don't know that person's relationship with you, them saying that stuff seems valid, and it's really like not. It doesn't have anything to do with your situation. So
Exactly.
it's kind of like you can listen, but you have to take everything with a grain of salt because you don't know. Like you can take it and
Yep.
store it in your memory bank, you know, and if there are like signs of what that person was talking about, then it's like, okay, I get it, I see it, but you don't really know. It's like you don't know what the other person's intentions are when they talk to you. So it's like you can't really, even if it's somebody that you do trust, sometimes you don't know. You just don't know. So it's like I've learned to just take everything with a grain of salt. Like, all right, I got it. I hear you. Thank you, and then leave it alone.
Good
True.
answers. Good answers. All right.
Yeah, it's always
Okay.
best to go to the straight to the source, though. You're right.
Yeah, you see, that's my philosophy. Like, I won't. Again,
But I've
she
been
made a
saved
good
from some
point.
hoes. Not gonna lie.
What's that again?
I've been saved. I said I've been saved for some hoes. Like, yo, man, she got 3 kids. You ain't know that? Or she was
Yeah,
just
but
over
you
here.
gotta give the person the opportunity to tell you that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
when I first meet a guy, like yeah, of course they're gonna know I have kids because I'm a mom, so it's like yo, I'm not always gonna be available, so I have to let people know.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
Secondly, it's just like I feel like that's part of the whole dating process or even a friendship. Like you have to get to know the person that you're with or that you're getting
Right.
involved with. Because some people you don't even want in your life. So it's like, but I'd rather, like Alex said, like just go to the source. I'm going to ask the person.
Mhm.
I'm not going to, find out through a third party because, like I said, you don't know that person's intentions. Like when
Yeah.
I'm dating someone, like Rob said, like we have mutual friends, I may ask, like, hey, what's up with this person? Like, but I don't really listen to other people.
Mhm.
Like I kind of have my own philosophy, and I just like when I'm dating someone because I can tell from the first conversation I have with somebody if I like them or not.
Yeah.
It's either I like you or I don't, or we
Oh,
have chemistry or we don't. Like
Mhm.
texting, I hate texting. Like I can't stand people who text all day. Like the only time I really want to text is like when I'm at work, and that's because I can't, be on the phone. But other than that, like if I'm in the house and I know the other person's in the house and we're both not doing anything and we're sitting here texting, that to me is retarded. Like I'd rather just talk on the phone.
Mhm.
But it's like texting and like social media has become like the norm, and I hate it.
Yeah, and
And then
unfortunately, times are
Rob brought
changing
something
though.
up. I know, and I hate it. But like Rob brought something up. He said, about the social media thing. So I had this guy currently. Rob, I'm talking about light skin. So there's this light
mhm.
skinned boy that likes me or whatever, or he says he likes me. He's been chasing me for almost a year now, and every time he's like a social media whore. Like he's always on Facebook, always on Facebook. It's like he'll do shit like say good morning to everybody on Facebook and all his little female followers, and then as soon as I like his status, then he'll text me good morning. And I'm
Mm.
like, I don't want to be if anything, I should be the first person. He was like, oh, well, I didn't know you were up. Dog, first of all, we work in the same place, so I'm already up. You know what time I have to come to work.
Mhm.
Like, um, he basically like he does a lot of stuff on social media. Like I don't care. I know Facebook is there for you to talk to people. However, I don't like the fact that we'll talk more on Facebook than we do like in real life. And I'll say stuff on his Facebook page like, oh, well then pick up the phone and call me. Does he call? Nope, not at all.
But you know what?
It annoys me.
And you know what? It's funny. Relating it to the topic, it's like, you see, if he was like more interested, he would go the extra mile. You know what I mean? Maybe.
But I don't feel like a phone call is an extra mile. I feel like that's normal people shit. Like.
No, I get that, but you see, then that goes to show where, you know, like Rob was saying early on, like where people fit. You know what I mean? It's like, if for him, you know, if he doesn't put you in that first priority, he has you in a place that, hey, you know what? Maybe he's not really that interested. You know what I mean? You know, he
right,
can,
and that's how I feel, but that's okay because I'm really not interested in him at all.
yeah,
so.
because you know he can say he's interested, but like, you know, the old cliche goes like actions speak louder than words.
Yep.
So,
and those are words I live by, because you can say whatever you want, but if your actions don't follow, can't help you.
All right. So Rob, for time check.
Hey, hold on. I think Tori's about to come on.
All right.
But yeah, those of you who are watching and listening to this, please take something from this, man. I'm a firm believer in that things come in cycles. Like when you look at your life and situations that happen to you and you start seeing the same thing happening over and over, you are caught in one of your cycles. And the only way to break a cycle is for you to do something different. Something has to change because you are the center force of that cycle. So you need to look at what you can do differently to change it. Like one thing that happened with me, I can tell you, is I used to have a lot of negative people around me. Like they were either talking about somebody or low-key hating on me, or something was always wrong. And I'm like, wow, I keep attracting these people. And then I started looking at some of the things that I was doing, and I was like, you know what? I gotta get rid of these mugs. So once I started deleting those people, now I have way more positive and more successful people around me now. And my life has changed as a result. And because I created that cycle, I now meet more people like that. So when you have a good cycle, you want to stay in it. But I just say that to say this: watch who you let into your life and process these people, man. You don't have to trust anybody straight out the gate. You don't have to give anybody.
Let them earn it. Let them earn it.
Yeah, let them earn it respectfully.
Yeah. All right.
Because someone posted something that pissed me off on Facebook the other day. I was like, what?
Well, I deleted somebody today because of that. It had to do with Black Lives Matter, and the response wasn't to my liking, so that mofo's gone. No, sorry, but yeah, you want to wrap this segment up and then do the next one, or what?
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for. Bam.
They're back on it again. Y'all doing something else?
Yeah, we got another segment coming up, so we can just have you jump in on that.
But thank you guys for watching and listening. Again, subscribe to the YouTube page, like us on Facebook, comment, leave us your feedback. Who's nostril? Leave us your feedback. We would love to hear y'all. Peace.
All right. Peace.